Hello everyone, welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Today's video we are working on this sore left rear foot. And yes, we've got a white line defect and I can already see we've got a stone lodged in said defect. Along with that, we've got some digital dermatitis up in the cleft here and we've got a loose heel, which means that dermatitis is likely underrun that. Let's get started on this and clean it all up. If you want to see more of our Jersey friend from the beginning, stick till the end and you'll get to see more of her. Anytime we come across digital dermatitis in this cleft area and we've got a loose heel like we've got here, which means separation, almost always, almost 100% of the time, that dermatitis is going to invade underneath that sole. So I'm already expecting that. And right now I'm pulling out that rock we found. Now you might think the rock caused this white line defect, but it didn't. It's actually just taking advantage of that defect in that white line to become lodged in. So I'm going to give you a breakdown of how these things form a little bit so you can understand what's happening here. A white line defect is simply a split in the white line. And the white line, as I've talked about many times on this channel, is where that outside wall and that sole meet. Now you're going to notice as I grind down and take this hoof down to its normal thickness, you're going to notice how pronounced that white line is. It's not white, it's actually a reddish color. Now this is a symptom of what we call laminitis. Laminitis is when we get inflammation of the lamina inside the foot. The lamina are what attach the pedal bone inside the foot to the outside wall or the hoof capsule of the foot, and that's how the weight's transferred. The weight comes down the bones in the leg, terminates at that pedal bone. And that pedal bone it's almost suspended in that capsule, right? And it's attached that way, and the weight comes down then from that outside wall. When those lamina become inflamed, you get that hemorrhaging, almost that dark coloration is like a bleeding of that of those lamina in there, and that's going to cause a poorer quality junction in that white line, obviously. And that's how that crack forms then. It forms from the inside out. So when that laminitic episode started several months ago, that white line became less sound. That crack was able to form because it wasn't a good junction. And then ultimately, because that crack was there, that provided a perfect spot for any type of debris like that rock to jam in that and ultimately get stuck in there. So that's how that happens. It's not necessarily a rock puncturing that white line. In fact, a good sound white line, a rock will not be able to puncture. It needs a compromised area to be able to get into. And as we look at this lesion here from the top, you can really see how that dermatitis starting in the cleft there has migrated and colonized in different areas throughout that heel section. And now to kill the bacteria that's causing that dermatitis, yes, I'm going to wrap it with salicylic acid. I got a comment in one of my last videos saying, why don't you use some other product to treat this? There are other products that work, you know. And that's absolutely right. There are other products like tetracycline and copper sulfate. Those will both work at killing the bacteria that cause dermatitis. The problem with that is that they are too harsh to use on corium. You can actually cause corium damage and delay the healing. That's why I stick to salicylic acid in these instances. Now, let's let her out and see how she's walking. And if you want to see more of 5J, that jersey from the beginning, stay till the end and you'll get to see her and I do a little headbutting. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you all on the next one.